Before I begin, if you wouldn't mind doing me the honor of smashing the living crap out of that subscribe button and the notification bell so that more of me show up in your feed, I would really appreciate it. And I would doubly, nay, triply appreciate a look over at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. That's where the upper class goes to really taste the finer things in life that I have to offer, such as exclusive movie reviews every month, vlogs depending on your level of support, and you can even get a shout out like several do at the end of all my future videos. Those are the kings, the real creme de la creme. Hi everyone, I'm here. I had to get some water. I was having a coughing fit off camera. I'm like past my cold, yet it's still lingering on, and now it's at the dry, uncomfortable phase. So if I feel a tingle coming on, I'll try to mute quickly and then just, disgustingly go off camera and start hacking my guts out. Adam, why did you cancel the Tangled remake? Yes, I had everything to do with that. I think they saw how Snow White did, and they're like, maybe we hold back on the ones that might not be as promising. Before I dive into, if you don't know, the Tuesday night hangouts are exactly that. I just engage with you guys. We chat for a while. Super chats are always welcome. It's actually why I keep doing these Tuesday night live streams, because they're really helping me keep the lights on when the revenue's so low on YouTube. These have been awesome. So not only do I get to hang out and chat movies, there's also some money involved, which is great. Speaking of money, let's jump into the Patreon offerings over at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's a bunch of good stuff, and I made slides for you all to look at. Let me fold. Can you hear me? Have I seriously been talking with no audio for the last 10 minutes? It hasn't been that long, but maybe it's been a while. Oh my God. Well, this is the show now. Yeah. Do I have audio? Thumbs up. Hey, Matt, thank you. Matt Sclero, who typically isn't up late enough to join these lives because he has a job and a life unlike the rest of us. He messaged me and it came to my computer and he said there's no audio. So thank you, Matt. I would not have seen that because I didn't have the comments up. All right, I guess I have to be in this little square. I was just trying to full screen it for you guys. Anyway, let's quickly go through these again. In March, I was behind because I was on the cruise and then I was dying of COVID. So I put out the March videos today. Happy Gilmore review is out there on patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies and Parks and Recreation. Those both went live today for the $5 and $10 members. Tomorrow, I'm prepping the vlog on the cruise. That's going out. And so that rounds out March. April's going to be a lot of fun. Kaboom. Godfather movies. Godfather Part 1, 2, and 3 are going to be available. The first one's free of charge. So become a member. It's free. If you want to pay to be on a tier, then you'll get access to the Godfather Part 2. And I don't even know if I'll call Godfather Part 3 a review or more of a rant, because that movie, I'd never seen it before. And I held off because I heard it wasn't great. Some people said it was. I think I disagree with the people that said it was. And lastly, the platinum tier. This was going to be the offering last month, but the cruise just made more sense. I'm going to actually show you the process I went through to write my movie script and where I'm going to go from there. That'll be a fun, more intimate conversation in vlog form. Okay, lastly, on this channel, 50 Shades of Grey roast. Victoria answered the call. She reached out to me. I might have got to this point already when I was talking with audio. But yes, 50 Shades of Grey roast is happening. If you liked the Twilight ones, you kind of know what to expect here. And I imagine we'll be doing the entire franchise, but we'll see. Okay, holy crap. Give me full framed. Oh, got to get the logo back up, because that's important. There it is. Now you know what you're watching. You know, it's been such a shit show of a day. I've been trying to catch up at my real job, and I've had a lot of job tickets that I had to get through. And in the back of my mind, I said, okay, I'm going live tonight. I better make sure to get the stream out earlier so people know. So I prepped the live stream at, I don't know, 12 today at noon. I got it all set up here, Rumble, Twitch, and then I forgot to actually click the button that says make it so. So it didn't schedule or let anybody know. I got home tonight at like 8 and I realized it. So you might have got a notification that I was streaming an hour ago, which is just not ideal. Not ideal. Oh, we have a super chat. And now the show can begin, by the way. I don't have a format for the Tuesdays. I was live on Sunday with Cecil, Tony from Hack the Movies, Rudy. He's a new friend that I met through Cody Leach, and we hit it off, so I invited him on. We talked about all the big announcements that came out of CinemaCon 2025, and we had thoughts. Most of it was sequels, to be honest with you. But if you want to go over any of that any further, I definitely could weigh in a little bit more. I felt I was a little off on that Sunday stream because I was trying to corral everybody and also go through the massive amount of movie announcements. Let's get to questions. Watso, shot out of a cannon for $10 says, gotta get this started. Thank you, Watso. I appreciate that. Crystal says, you look so happy, Adam. I don't know if that's sarcasm or if you're referring to the thumbnails where I'm like smiling. I was happy. I was watching good movies. Elizer, how are you doing? Question, what do you think will be the next big genre? For the last 2 decades or so, it was the superhero genre, but it seems to be fading away. Well, if the box office is any indicator, I would guess without a shadow of a doubt, the next big genre is going to be video game movie adaptations. Super Mario Brothers by Illumination made over $1 billion, I believe. Minecraft is already over $300 million and counting. I was actually going to put a video out on that on the channel, but again, I felt it was more important to prioritize getting those Patreon videos out, and so that I could be caught up for April. But I will have new stuff coming on this channel very soon. Which reminds me, Drop, I will be reviewing Drop on Friday. I'm going to a Thursday night. I'll probably see a second movie. I think The Amateur comes out as well. I don't know if anybody cares about that movie. Maybe I'll find something that's streaming. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll have a couple movie reviews coming out soon. And then, of course, the the roast. Yeah, I think it's going to be video game. We're going to be seeing more and more of those. You have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Minecraft 2 is, I think, already greenlit. Mario 2 is in the works. You have a live action Zelda movie coming out. There's a God of War. I don't know if it's a movie or a series. Sony's going to be doing a bunch of their stuff. That definitely feels like something that's going to expand a lot because the movies are making money. Cosmole from Rumble asks, do we need another Gremlins movie? No, but we don't really need most sequels. We don't really need more of. People just love them, so they do them. Whether or not it'll be good, who knows? But yeah, they seem like they're going to do practical effects and try to do it right. Who knows? Man, the shadow's really aggressive on this one. These neck shadows are wild. I don't know where they're coming from. I can never figure this out. I coughed, but I muted, so you didn't hear it. That shadow is just a part of me. It's just part of my body. I go like this, and then it's fine. I just have a natural shadow on my neck. All right, weird. When I move in 2 months, you won't even notice it. Oh, I have to read this one because it's from my buddy Andy. Could it be the most handsome movie reviewer on YouTube with this plaque? Yes, Andy, it is. Chris Stuckman. Oh, this little thing? This little guy that's just kind of lingering in the background? No, I didn't even know it was back there. That's funny you should bring that up. Why? What is this? Lindsay? What, are you playing music? Why? Oh, okay. You listening to opera? TikTok. Yeah, well, just as poetic. I got new glasses, by the way, new readers from Walmart. Spared no expense. I knew someone was going to ask this. Ermac from Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Fatality. Did you see the trailer for the new Predators animated thing? I started to watch it, but I had no time because I had to go live. The stuff I saw looked like it has potential. Short for potential. I love that those shadows bug you. It legit makes me chuckle. Well, it pisses me off. Look at this weird ass shadow. What is this? What is it coming from? It's not from the crest of the computer. You brought it up and now I'm fucking triggered again. Who's that shadow? It's Adams. Wait. It's got to be the mic. The mic has to be somehow. I wish I knew how light worked. What the fuck is that? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know what happened. How did this happen? Well, why did this become my life? All right, let's keep going. Neck shadow growing larger till it strangles you. Now that you have 100,000 subs, do you get an automatic Raid Shadow Legends sponsor? You guys would be shocked to know this. I got a cough. Hang on. You would be shocked to know this. Oh, this light now is hitting me in the fucking face. But I have a agent and I have a agency that I signed with December. So 5 months ago. It's a 6 month. I think, signing with my agent, and I think it's a 6 month with the agency, which came shortly after. He found the agency, and then this agency found a company, like a podcast distribution thingy mabobber, who then signed me as well. So how it works is the podcast distribution company is supposed to find me ad reads to do in front of these live streams or during, and then on YouTube videos or podcasts on Spotify, Apple. I'm on all those platforms, believe it or not. I never promote them, and I don't think anybody watches there. I'm getting to a point here in a second. Just stay with me. You might not know that I have these guys because I have been given 0 ad reads so far in 5 months. And how it works is if I get one, the agent gets 20% and the agency gets 20%, and then I get the rest, the 60%. But I assume that the reads would be much higher payout. So I don't really care if they take whatever they want to take because they're doing the work for me. But yeah, no ads 5 months in. I guess fuck me. That's the long and the short of it. And if any of them are watching this, which I know they're not, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Adam could be light. Adam could be from the light and mic. Yeah, I know it could be, but I don't see it. Okay, here's the mic. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. The light, I can't really do anything about that. That's just moving. That's mobile. It really just doesn't make any sense unless it's the backlight that's somehow doing it, but that doesn't seem to be the case either. He just sits right back there and does his own thing. It's not so bad on my regular show. It's just these live streams where it really becomes a problem. Sutter Kane, Adam, OCD is kicking in. Yeah, I know. Sutter, aka DJ Bless, I guess it's in the name there. You know, he's one of those guys that gets all excited to go to movies, and you know, we make plans, and then the day arrives, and then I get that dreaded text that says, "Hey, not going to make it," and so then I'm alone with my dick in my hand watching some crap movie, wondering what happened to my best buddy in South Carolina. Why did he spook on me again? Matt says the reflection on your new glasses is insane. Wouldn't it be awesome if it's just like Pornhub videos reflecting off? Do you want me to switch to the old lady glasses? They're here somewhere. I could enhance the text. You know what? I can just zoom in on my computer and then it's fine. Adam, do you like pinball? Oddly weird question, Watso, but yeah, I don't have a problem with pinball. Pinball's fun. I can't say I'm very good at it, but I dabble. My dad / mom have I don't know, I said slash. They're different people. My dad mom hybrid. My folks have a pinball machine in the basement, and every year the kids try to compete for the high score at Christmas, and then they get a trophy. Adults aren't welcome to play, I guess. I have never been invited to do that tournament because I think they know. I think they know I would win. Lower your light and turn on another room light. Okay, you guys want to play this fucking game? You want to dance? You want to keep this dance going? My light is at the lowest possible brightness. I can pump it up. That's pumped up. You want me to blow this thing out? Here, I'll blow it out. Shadow's still there. Shadow's still there. I can turn on the overhead light. Then that's going to cast an even more dramatic shadow. Let's do it. Oh, now look at the shadows. Look at that. Isn't that great? I'm moving in a month and a half. We have to just push past this. We got to forge on. I could spend the time to figure it out, but will it really matter? Will it matter? Maybe it will. Oh God, maybe it will. It's just always on my mind. All right, let's keep going. Lights. Adam's one weakness. No, I have so many weaknesses: audio, lighting, editing. It's all a weakness. We have another super chat. This is actually a strength. Travis for 9.99 from the top rope. I'm realizing that I haven't seen a great superhero movie aside from Deadpool and Wolverine since Endgame, but I'm actually really, really looking forward to Thunderbolts. Hope it's good. You know, I'm getting kind of pumped for Thunderbolts too. I think it looks like a fun time. Looks to have practical effects, some actual cinematography. You got a good ragtag crew of people, and then Ghost and Taskmaster. But the others look fun. I'm in for that one, and you know what? I think Superman's going to be fantastic as well. But we'll see. Not so. I don't care about Fantastic Four so much. Ty is also curious about Thunderbolts. He's Ty curious. He's Bolt curious. Get on the Bonds ads ASAP. I don't know what the Bonds ads are even. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. You need a sim overhead and move your front light down. An overhead. Oh, this light doesn't go up high enough, I don't think. See, I can't do a sim overhead because I have the dumb ring light. The camera goes inside of the ring light. I would have to get another setup completely. And again, it's just, this wasn't even an issue that long ago. What happens if I take off some of the artificial lighting? Oh God, got to keep that on. It just doesn't seem to matter. Doesn't seem to matter what I do. It's just driving me nuts though. Wait, it's over here. Something over here. Okay, there's where the light is. Wait, is it this cross light that's doing it? I feel like we tried this before. If I just shut this fucking light off. No. No, that didn't do it at all. Adam's getting upset. Let's keep going. Everybody's fully invested. What if the shadow is caused by the shirt collar from the reflection in the cabinet behind you from Hogwarts? Oh, Jesus. You can just do it like this and there's no problem. Look at, there's no problem at all. So it is this fucking light. I think it's this light. Nope, not that one. Did that do it? It's too dark now, but I think that fixed it. Hang on. Fuck, it's still there. I thought that was it. Fuck, it's still there. I like my Einstein light though. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to quit it. I think that improved it, maybe. Okay, I'm giving up for now, but maybe progress is being made on the light. Andy, Bless is the best bud because he was the first bud. That's it. Why are you handing me a shirt? The light's really bothering.
Not me, but you are.
Listen, we're troubleshooting. You don't need to watch. We're troubleshooting. This is what we do. Okay, we're a family. We're trying to work this out together. I'm not putting a different shirt on. Oh my god. That's insanely cringe. The front lights are too high, causing it. Wear a turtleneck. Every video from now on is just going to be turtlenecks. Falling Down 2 happening in front of us. Yeah, it is. That's a great movie with Michael Douglas. I can't stop looking at your neck shadow now. I know. This is where we're at. Where is Tony? I have no idea. I assume crying on the bathroom toilet alone, as always. I don't invite him to the Tuesdays. The Tuesdays are a hangout sesh. Watso for $2. Thank you. Favorite Dreamcast game? It on the shelf lonely? I don't know what your last part is, but I can tell you. I do have a Dreamcast right. Can you actually see that for me? I do have my Sega Dreamcast right here. Sega. Oh, the back door is slightly askew. Doesn't close the best. Not even sure this bitch still runs. I was a big fan of the Power Stone games, Power Stone 1 and 2. There was a game called, I don't know if it was called Guardian Heroes. I think that might have been it. It was this 2D, 3D hybrid game, and you could jump between 3 different planes. That game was fantastic. Loved me some Guardian Heroes, if that's what it was called, as a matter of fact. There was a game called Legend of Oasis. It was an RPG that was pretty good. Might be completely wrong on all these titles. Soul Calibur, I played probably the most of. Soul Calibur was fantastic with Khalik. He was my go-to with the bow staff. Maxi was good with the chucks. Short for nunchucks. Yeah, those are the ones. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I played the crap out of those. Obviously, Sonic Adventure 2, but those weren't my favorites. Yeah, I would say... Oh, you know what? Power Stone. What was the game? Did I say Power Stone? I'm not sure what game I started with, but I meant Power Stone 1 and 2. No idea what I said, because I think I have COVID brain or something. Oh, wait, I might not need these. Yep, it's the lamp in the back. Okay, well, I think we kind of figured it out. We'll push through it. We'll get there eventually. I should probably catch up on the stream. Nathaniel says it's Guardian Heroes. Okay, yes, Guardian Heroes was the shit. What are your thoughts on the new Tron Ares trailer? My thoughts are I don't care about the Tron movies, but I'm happy they're making them for the people that do. I have not even watched the Tron Ares trailer. I heard it's pretty slick though, because they go into the real world, like in Jumanji. So that's I mean, I'm happy for people. I think it's wild they're still doing Tron movies because I don't think they ever are very commercially successful, and they even made a roller coaster, which is even more wild. That's right. Soul Calibur had different characters depending on the council. That wasn't that they didn't do that though until I think Soul Calibur 3, maybe 2. One of them I remember the Nintendo version had Link on the GameCube. Remember that gem of a system? The Xbox had Yoda for some reason, and maybe Darth Vader, one of them. And then I assumed Yoda because he's green. And then God of War was on the PlayStation, and that was the best one because that just seemed like a 1-to-1 fit. Although Link is a badass inclusion too, and I had the GameCube at the time, so I had that version. Sega Rally Championship Edition was a good game. Yeah. That was about as close as I could get to that like simulated racing style, even though it was still a far cry from the realism of Gran Turismo. That I did enjoy that game quite a bit. Yeah, Code Veronica was also good. Ugh. What do you think about Keanu Reeves doing another John Wick 5? I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, I think. They didn't show his body. I don't know. I joked about this with the guys on the panel a couple days ago. I think it would be really funny if they did John Wick in hell or something. John Wick. You got to have something as cool as Parabellum, which was the title of the third, John Wick Parabellum. So you got to do like John Wick Inferno, where he did die in 4, but he makes a deal with the devil or something, and he's able to like fight his way out of the depths of hell itself, or the underworld, or whatever they do. The underworld would probably be better for the John Wick universe. Don't do heaven and hell. Do more the mythological style of stuff. I think that would be free. Just go nuts with it. Because here's the thing: John Wick 1, great movie, simple story. It's got some heart. The character is believable. You know, as far as an assassin that's basically invincible can be believable. Everything past that just goes way too Looney Tunes. I still enjoy the crap out of them, but I don't think they're near as good as the first, because the first movie feels like a movie. The other ones feel like video games, and they're fun as hell. So just keep going crazy with it. I say put him in the underworld and have him fight his way out, God of War style, with a gun. Joseph, how many movies do you own for your physical media collection, Adam? Exact numberage would be great. Well, you're going to be disappointed because I'm not a movie collector. In fact, I got rid of a lot of my movies years ago. I have no problem. I'm just not, I don't consider it hoarding or anything, but I'm a very minimalistic person. This junk behind me this is it. This is all the show. This is the entire show. On this side of the wall are library books. I'm not a collector. I think it's cool that people do. I think it's a fun thing, but I just could never get in because I'm so annoying when it comes to boxing, packaging, that oftentimes when I was getting TV show series like South Park or Seinfeld's, I guess, the exception because they put it all out at the same time, or X-Files. Scrubs is a really good example of this. What would end up happening is halfway through the production or halfway through the seasons, whatever, they would switch up how the boxes were manufactured or the company that was making them, and suddenly the pictures didn't line up on the sleeves, or they'd get thinner or thicker, and it just pissed me off that there was no consistency between all the boxes. And you can take this through every movie ever released too, because they keep making more and more of them. You're like, oh, I have the Mission Impossible series up until 5, and then they redid the covers for that, and it was just too much. I hated it. It was too much, and also the media changing all the time between VHS to DVD to HD DVD to Blu-ray to digital. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It bothers me. But it is fun seeing other people's collections for sure. So as far as like an account, uh, shit, I don't know. Maybe a couple hundred. Maybe a couple hundred. I'm being generous. And that's a mix of DVD, Blu-ray, and HD DVD because I'm an idiot. I don't know if I have an answer for this, but I'm going to highlight it because it's a fun question. What movie with a great premise but terrible execution would you remake? Remake, I don't know, remake. Mine would be Downsizing with Matt Damon. That's a good pick. I did not like that movie, but it did have a fun idea behind it. People can't afford their current living situation, so they can be shrunk down and live minimalistically in a tiny house. That was fun. Huh, I would have to think on it for a bit. A great execution, or I'm sorry, a great premise, but a bad execution. Hmm. I don't know why. I don't know why X versus Sever came to mind. It's not even a good premise. Lucy Liu versus Antonio Banderas. What a weird movie. What a terrible movie. I actually like this movie, but I Robot is a pretty fun, slick action sci-fi movie with Will Smith. I do think they could make a much better version of that film, but I do like that movie. Kind of a whodunit murder mystery with robots that leads to an ending that feels like a prequel to The Matrix. It's a cool premise, and it was a I thought it was a fun, fine movie with some bizarre Converse sponsorship throughout, but I think it could be better. That's the first one that jumps out, besides X versus Sever, of course. Switch 2 is going to have GameCube games along with Soul Calibur Link Edition. Oh, that's nice. Would sure love to know the price because it sounds like it's going to go up again. That pricing's pretty brutal. Oh, we got someone. What's DWTD? I don't know if that's a acronym or if I say it in a certain way, like a license plate, it makes a word. But he gifted or she gifted 5 Adam Does Movies memberships. Thank you, appreciate that. King Cold for $2. Didn't you go all in on HD DVD? I mean, all in. I went in. Okay, I dipped toes in. I maybe got a foot in the pool. I wouldn't say I went all in, but yes, I did have the HD DVD bullshit add-on adapter thingy for the Xbox 360 because at the time it was the cheapest player on the market, and I do probably have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got about 30 HD DVD movies. And those were about $20 a pop. So spent more than a Switch 2 costs on HD DVD movies that I can't even watch. What a great investment. DWTD, Dante's Peak, I'm going to call him for no reason at all. $5. Thank you again. Adam, what's your top 5 favorite movies and why? Or best movie ever made that you've seen? For those just joining, I've been having some coughing problems, so I'm going to mute every once in a while to cough, and I'm going to make it really over the top and extreme so you know that I'm coughing and dying. Okay, anyway, Adam, what's your top 5 favorite movies and why? Or best movie ever made that you've seen? Well, my top 5, you can see my top 10 on Letterboxd, which I have not updated in maybe 2 years now, but I know the movie's on there, not necessarily in this order, but my top is Jurassic Park, just because. And again, I always have to say this: I don't think these are the greatest movies ever made. These are just my favorite movies because of the time I saw them, the impression it left on me, the memories I have from it, the replayability from those movies. So Jurassic Park, The Matrix, Fight Club, The Thing, Die Hard, Jaws, and then a few others that elude me right now. But Lord of the Rings, I'd probably put the whole trilogy on there as one film to cheat. Those are the ones I quickly think of. But really, a top 10 list for me would have to go by genre almost, because there's just so many movies that I love. It's hard to really pinpoint 10 greatest movies in my mind unless I really dig down into the different genres. Thank you for the question. Oh, also, side note about the YouTube memberships. I shouldn't admit this, but I like to be very honest with people. Patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies is where I put everything. YouTube memberships are where I put nothing. Essentially, if you are a YouTube member, you are doing it entirely because you just like my stuff and you want to throw some money my way. I should not have gone 2 different directions with support. I had Patreon for many years. People on YouTube would comment and say, I don't like Patreon. I don't want to sign up, but I would support you on YouTube. You should do YouTube memberships. And I foolishly listened to them. I say foolishly because I feel bad that I don't put anything for YouTube membership members, because it's kind of shitty how YouTube has it set up. But there is good news, members. Don't get upset. There's good news. And thank you if you are one. Another reason quickly why I don't really put or push it all YouTube memberships or promote it or put stuff there is because YouTube takes 40%. It's 30 or 40. I think it's 40% of each membership. So if you're a $5 member, I'm only seeing a little over half of that $5 a month. YouTube takes the rest. And Patreon takes a cut too, but it's just not near as severe. Anyway, the good news is I signed up for some stupid YouTube reached out to me because I'm so special now with my $100,000 subs. They reached out to me, tears in their eyes, and said, "Sir, would you please attend a YouTube membership seminar thing? We're going to teach you how to use it properly, the benefits and perks you can give people, yada, yada, yada." So I'm actually going to attempt to join that live discussion with a couple other people and a YouTube liaison or whatever the hell he is. And they can tell me what to do with the thing, because I would like to, get all those exclusives from Patreon moved on to the YouTube memberships as well. It's just a lot of work to upload to all these different stupid places. Okay, that was a long ramble, but I just wanted to get it out there. Travis F for $4.99. Thank you, Trav. I'm right there with you. With John Wick. Love the first one. Felt like he had real motivations, but 2 through 4 were just any excuse to shoot 100 people. Yeah, and they're all so fucking long. Can we all agree? I'm a stickler for runtime. I don't need to see John Wick killing people for over 2 hours. I don't need to see him fall down 800 flights of stairs. Edit your movies down, folks. It's getting absurd. You're not driving the story at all when you're just showing me 20 minutes of footage of him doing the same roles and shoots over and over again. I think it has to do with the age, though, too. I'm in my 40s. When movies came out and TV shows, there was a lot of replayability. I understand that newer generations and maybe people my age and older, it's not a one size fits all. I understand that not everybody works this way, but I remember, and I still do this to this day, quoting so many movies that I watched like 20 stupid times because we didn't have the variety and options we have now We didn't have a new movie coming out every freaking hour on some platform. We had the big movie for the week or for the month. And so we watched it over and over again. We learned all the dialogue. We quoted it front to back. And so I guess when I go to a movie, and I've had this discussion with other critics. Cody actually was one that I talked to him about this like a year or so back. I said, hey, I used to kind of have that same rubric you did as far as movies go, where when you watch something, you're thinking in the back of your mind, I'm never going to watch this again. So the movie automatically drops a letter grade or two, because I like to rewatch films. It should have replayability. I don't look at them that way anymore, because that's doing a disservice to the new audience coming out. They don't watch movies over and over again. And it's a shame. But so when I watch a movie like John Wick and it's over 2 hours long, that's a bummer, because there are so many great moments that I would rewatch it a bunch of times if they shaved a bunch of the bullshit off. That's all. Help me help you. King Cold for $2. Thank you. How does YouTube Premium members benefit you? Well, they do pay. So there are tiers. I don't know why am I putting these on. Oh, because I'm saying something smart. So premium memberships are just like Patreon memberships. You can sign up for a different tier. Honestly, I have no idea what I even offer as far as I don't even know what are available. Again, I'm going to be reworking everything based on these conversations I have with the YouTube person. But yeah, it's just a way to show your support for the channel. So every month you give a couple dollars. It automatically withdraws from your account. You'd say, hey, I want to be a silver member at $4 or $5, and then every month it would just come out. Just it's no different than subscribing to a streaming service or any other type of online service. But then, yeah, as I was saying, if you're a $5 member, you're actually only giving me like $3.50, because YouTube is going to take their chunk, as they always do. Still, something's better than nothing. Got to catch up on the comments. Funny, because I can watch like 5 hours of a TV show. It is funny how that works. I mean, I don't know what you mean. 5 hours of a TV show. You mean, but they're different episodes and there's different story going on. The question is, would you rewatch the same 5 hours over and over again of said TV show? That's the difference. It's the 90-minute thing. Someone said that up here. 90 minutes really. Oh, you said that. So you're okay. I guess you're just. I don't know what you're doing. 90 minutes is really a sweet spot. Yeah, because you're in and out. It feels like an hour and a half is nothing, but 2 hours, that feels like more. That's more of a commitment. Which is the best John Wick ripoff movie you've seen? Ripoff. I mean, yeah, it's funny how action kind of has its different styles over the years. When Die Hard came out, there were so many movies that wanted to be Die Hard. They all had that McTiernan vibe to it. The soundtracks all had that kind of the speed kind of background music, the intensity. And then it switched over at some point to the Jackie Chan type of action movies where people were doing a lot of stunt work. And then it moved over to superhero stuff where everybody's like, bullet sponges and larger than life. And then we had John Wick type of action movies where everybody's doing gun fu and they're rolling over each other. And yeah, it's fun how people emulate other popular properties. As far as the best ripoff, I would say I really liked Atomic Blonde. I think I only watched it once, but I enjoyed the crap out of that one. Nobody was fun, but not quite up to snuff with Atomic Blonde. And I know they have a sequel for Nobody coming out for some reason. Monkey Man was good, but again, the runtime was just too much. And there was a lot of downtime between action scenes. I don't know. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. There's a lot of movies that incorporate that newer style of fighting, but I can't think of any others right now. Well, Zack Snyder Justice League was 4 hours. Yeah. I don't ever want to watch that again. So I'm not sure what point you're trying to make. Listen, there's exceptions. Obviously, I said earlier, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite movies. Those movies each are 4 hours long. You can do it. It's not like there's anything against it, but you got to have the momentum. You got to have the grandness and scale. You have to have the story that works. You got to have the acting, and everything's got to fit perfectly. I just watched the Godfather trilogy. Those movies are all around 3 hours as well. And the first two, pretty damn great. Already answered this. What is your favorite movie of all time? He must, Lewis, you must have just joined because it's Jurassic Park. You should still consider rewatchability. Don't lower your standards for no one. Well, Andrew, I'm not. I should clarify. I don't give a letter score. I don't give an A through F or a letter grade, I guess, and a number score. I don't give tens through ones or 5 stars or anything like that. So to me, it's always this is what I think of the movie. This is what I think audiences will think of the movie, and there's really nothing else to it because I don't get my opinion doesn't mean shit at the end of the day. It's one idiot's opinion on the internet. Everybody else has their own thoughts, and I want that to be known in my reviews. I might hate the crap out of something, and I will absolutely let people know. Typically, though, I'll give a forewarning. I'll say, hey, if you think you're going to like this movie, or if you did enjoy this movie, maybe don't watch this video because I'm going to be bitching about it. I don't personally like watching someone crapping all over a film that I enjoy. I also don't watch any other critics on YouTube, but the times I have when they've bashed on a film I've liked, I'm like, oh well, I don't really care to hear this. No disrespect to this person, but I enjoy the film. I don't want to hear why it sucks. And that can go the other way around too. I don't want to hear someone praising a movie I thought was absolute dog shit. So yeah, it's kind of challenging when you review films because and not for me, but for other people, it's challenging to review films because I can totally see why, if this is their main source of revenue, they don't want to piss people off. They want to be in that kind of happy medium, and they're going to constantly be like, well, this might work for you. It didn't work for me. Well, this might, there's a lot of like back and forth hand holding to get people across the finish line of the review. I like to just be upfront with it. See, I disagree with this, Greg John. The first two John Wick films absolutely had impressive action, but I always felt that everything outside the choreography and cinematography was lacking. Most of the storytelling and character work. The first one I think has that. The second one, I don't care for the second John Wick. That's my least favorite of the four. There was like no story in that second movie. That one was narratively the biggest shit show, I thought. And the action scenes, there are some cool ones, but there's also an entire shootout down in the catacombs that's kind of hard to see, and really not much interest is nothing really that interesting is happening. John Wick's like rolling on the ground. He grabs another machine gun that he had hidden away, gets the shotgun, and it's just wash, rinse, repeat for 10 minutes. Watso, $2. Did you darken your hair color recently? No, I have never colored my hair as a grown adult. The only times I've ever colored my hair was in high school as a apologize, as a what grade? Sophomore. I did the frosted tips. So yeah, I had the white blonde tips up top. Oh god, it was so good. You couldn't even imagine how cool I was with the shell necklace, just the whole douchey look. And then I went fully blonde in what was obviously the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Me, my buddy Chris, and Noah in high school, a girl came over and completely botched blonding our hair. Not that I think it ever could have actually worked, but the hair was, I mean, it was golden. It was like, did I just lose video? What's going on? That was bizarre. Are we having internet connection problems? Are we freezing, or are things still okay? We still good? We still good, chat? All right, people are ignoring, so I'm gonna imagine it's fine. An ad came on. I get a the StreamYard gave me an ad too, apparently. That's awesome. Anyway, I was gonna say, no, I have not dyed my hair. It's just the lighting. It's just the lighting. So if I go closer, you're gonna see that I actually have a lot of gray hair coming in. I don't know if that's actually showing up on the lighting because it's so harsh, but I can assure you, on the regular YouTube videos, you can see plenty of grays coming in. I don't know what I'm going to do if I just fully embrace the grays as they come. My dad wasn't old enough to get gray hair, but his brother, both of his brothers, Terry and Ron, went gray very early in their lives. I think they went gray in their late 20s, early 30s. Not a good sign for me, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm holding on strong still. So yes, frosted tip hair and then a really bad blonde job. The first time I met Lindsay's folks, it wasn't the first, but it was the first time since we started dating. I'd only met them once, Richard, prior, and it was years and years ago. So I'm going to count this. Pretty much the first time I met Lindsay's folks, I had this Dragon Ball Z blonde, disgusting looking hair. They had to have thought I was the biggest tool on the planet. And I probably kind of was. Travis for $4.99. Thank you, Travis. Well, I'm 54 in 3 weeks. So, yeah, I've seen most of the tropes in films and I don't have the patience I once did. Keep up the great content. Dude, that new Statham movie, I had so many douchey comments that were so pissed at me, mainly on my out of theater reaction, because I don't think that a lot of the YouTube shorts, which I barely put any out of, I need to get better about that just for channel growth. A lot of those comments were just dicks. They're like, screw this guy. Oh, the movie was too action packed for you, soy boy and blah, blah, blah. It's just embarrassing what people will put on the internet these days and completely off base. But to your point, Travis, I was just dying in my seat with all of these freaking lame tropes that were going on. Statham saying the dumbest dialogue ever, acting like a tough guy. It's just wearing so thin. And if the movie has nothing interesting going on and the pacing is dull and the action's not even exciting, why am I fucking wasting my time? That's where I'm at now with a lot of these. I don't need to sit for a 2-hour Jason Statham movie if the first hour and a half doesn't impress. I got it. I see a dangerous looking super chat coming up ahead. Holy shit. Michael Hunt for $5. Thank you, Mike. Soldier with Kurt Russell's my favorite bad movie. Yes. I've seen Soldier. I remember watching that. There were some movies. God, Soldier came out, I think, at a pretty tough time for action films. There was a lot of bad ones. I remember Soldier with Kurt Russell because he's got that chain climbing scene at the beginning of the movie, and it also had the trope that was really popular where the badass dude slowly comes out of the water and his eyes kind of stay open the whole time somehow, just like a badass boss bitch guy. It's a terrible film, but it is fun for sure. Favorite bad movie? Oh, I've talked about this before. It's called Tough and Deadly with Rowdy Roddy Piper and Billy Blanks. Came out in, I want to say, early 90s, maybe late 80s. It's terrible. It's so funny, though. It's supposed to be these like manly men doing cool stuff, but it has so many hilarious gay undertones. They're like jogging in the park wearing their pink cutoff shirts. Eating ice cream cones. It's so good. Like, yeah, I don't know if you guys are portraying the masculinity you think you are. hilariously bad movie. A lot of good one-liners, really bad. Oh god, it's got the Wilhelm scream, yeah! Falling out of explosions. Definitely check out Tough and Deadly if you haven't. Cough coming. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, shot out of a cannon. Roger for $1.99. Roger. Adam, I appreciate your review of When Evil Lurks. Glad you did it. Glad you didn't hate it. Keep being awesome. Roger, I imagine you were the one that gave me the last insane super chat to review that film. Hero. You are a hero. I appreciate it. This is going to go into my Help Get My Family Home fund. And I have a feeling that the price is going to continue to get more expensive by the time April, or I'm sorry, not April, by the time, oh my God, we're almost there. By the time end of May rolls around. I have to get a new car. How's that gonna be? Maestro Mac for $5. Is that Maestro Mac? Let's get on the Maestro Mac. Despite its low critic score, Minecraft appears to be a hit with audiences. Do you think it could be the first billion-dollar hit of 2025? Have we not had a billion-dollar hit yet for 2025? Didn't Moana come out this year? Or was that last year? Time has no meaning to me anymore. When was Moana released? Moana release date. No. Oh, God. It's showing me the live action. Moana 2 release date. Oh, that was November. God damn. It was... Yeah, I suppose this would be the first one. I think it will. I think it'll hit $1 billion. Minecraft is super popular. I don't know why anybody's shocked that this movie's doing well. I do want to put out a video on the snobbiness of critics when it comes to family films. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of bad animated films and family films in general, and I've had my share of bitches about them. But there's a lot of movies that are perfectly fine. They get the job done for all families, and the bar does not need to be that high for some of these. The Despicable Me movies, for instance, outside of the fourth one, which I do think is pretty damn bad for all ages, are fun movies. They have fun characters. They have colorful, they have a colorful look, and they have some fun voice acting. Some creative ideas thrown in that. They're not highbrow by any means, all right? They're pretty stupid, but that's what people are looking for with those types of films. Minecraft is the same way. I don't know why. I guess I'm confused why grown-ass men are online like ripping into this stupid movie. What did you expect it to be? It's Minecraft. And I thought it was a perfectly fun watch for families. My kids loved it. I had a good time with it. Do I think it was the best approach for Minecraft? No, it would have been nice to get a fully animated film that maybe did make some sort of a story around the weirdness of the game. They could have definitely done a better job for sure with the story. But from what we got, I was engaged, I was laughing, and I was having a good time with it. So there's a lot of movies, especially in the lower brow comedy department, that get shit on. I don't even think Dumb and Dumber is fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And if it is, it's barely fresh. This was, of course, years ago when I looked. I want to say, though, it's not Dumb and Dumber Rotten Tomatoes. Dumb and Dumber is at 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's fresh, but my God, that's not that impressive of a fresh score. Zoolander's at 64% on Rotten Tomatoes. These are some of my favorite comedies of all time. Are you kidding me? Happy Gilmore's at 61%. It's just eked out a fresh score from critics. That's insane. So comedies and family films often get just destroyed when it comes to critics. I've never really been in that camp. $2 super chat. I appreciate your honest reviews, unlike Stuckman. Yeah, well. Yeah, Stuckman, he changed how he wants to do his thing. I never cared for him to begin with, so I don't, whatever. Not shitting on him. He just never did anything for me, and I was always kind of confused as to why he was such a big reviewer. The Godfather 1, The Godfather 2, The Godfather 3, LOL. I'm not sure what the joke is. I mean, Godfather 3 sucked. What is Tropic Thunder at? Oh, that's a good question. I feel like Tropic Thunder would be higher rated by critics. Tropic Thunder, Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, Tropic Thunder is at 82%. That one seems like more critic proof, because it does take big swings, it takes chances in the movie, and I mean, there's so many A-list stars in there, and I don't know. That one felt more cinematic, I guess. Mom friend of mine took her 11-year-old. Neither really know a lot about Minecraft. They both thought it was entertaining. The mom thought Jack Black was super funny. I still need to go see it. Yeah, I mean, that's really all it boils down to. People want to get entertainment, and they check it out. Greg John asks, Adam, does movies do you like? Watch The Critical Drinker. I thought his Mickey 17 review was a bit harsh. I do not watch The Critical Drinker. I don't actually watch any movie critics at all. Occasionally, I will, the people that are on my channel, I will look at what they're doing. I might check out one of their reviews because I'm curious, since I know them, somewhat personally. I've met a lot of them in person, and they've been on my live streams. So I feel like I know them a little bit more. So it's fun to see what they have to say about a movie that I'm pretty polarizing on. So I'll check in, but I don't have like a channel that I watch. As far as Critical Drinker, I know anytime I talk about him and say any sort of criticism, people just get pissed at me. So it's not even worth going into. I don't know him. All I do know is he seems to be kind of associated with some of those other, what I would call grifting type channels that I really do not care for, where they turn it into a culture war thing. I'm not saying he does. It's just he's often seen with that company, and I don't like those guys. I don't think they're movie fans. I think that, and I was actually right. I said this a couple years back, and I made a video on it. You can find, it was like Not Everything's Woke or something. I said it was the title of the video. And people were so pissed at me because I said there is a cottage industry on YouTube where all they do is make reviews. They make videos about how Brie Larson sucks and Kathleen Kennedy's the devil. And even if they do have some merit to the conversation, they have buried the lead by making the same video over and over and over and over and over and over again, making these AI thumbnails that are incredibly insulting and misogynistic and sexist and whatever. And it's kind of disgusting. And I said in that video, they've turned everything political, and it makes me sad. Even if you want to say, oh, well, Disney started it and Hollywood made everything political and blah, blah, blah. Well, two wrongs don't make a right, sort of a thing, I guess is what I'm getting at. And also, there's different messages in different movies. That comes down to the director a lot of times. But my main takeaway is these guys don't like movies. They're pretending to be outraged because that's getting them the views, and they're making it all political. And oh, lo and behold, I checked in on some of those guys not that long ago, and they're barely even doing movie reviews anymore. Now it's all politics-based, social justice movement stuff that's on their channels. Shocker. Anyway, as far as Critical Drinker is concerned, obviously he's incredibly popular, way more popular than I am. He seems like he's very well spoken. I'm not huge on his whole persona. It doesn't work for me humor wise. Again, he's got tons of supporters, so who fucking cares what I think outside of this person that asked. But yeah, it's just not, it doesn't work for me. I have seen a couple of his videos in the past, and some of them out of like the four I've seen, two of them were definitely very much. I'm gonna make this whole video about culture stuff. The other two were actually very spot on, and he was just kind of critiquing the film itself, and I appreciated that. So I get why he's popular for sure. I have been watching Jeremy Jahns for a long time and got to give love to Nostalgia Critic. Yeah, man, Nostalgia Critic was great. I grew up with him too. Very funny. I mean, Tony came from him from Hack the Movies. Doug seems like a cool, not Doug. Oh, what the hell's his name now? I was thinking Doug Walker. That's the. Oh yeah, that is the Nostalgia Critic, not Doug Walker. I was thinking the Angry Video Game Nerd. I forgot his name, but those guys did a lot of collabs together and stuff. I like Angry Video Game Nerd too. I haven't watched Nostalgia Critic in many years, but you know, he was very funny and creative with his approach. I trust Dan. Is it Merle? Dan Merle's opinion too. I know Dan Merle. I have never talked with him. I should reach out to him at some point and try to collab because yeah, he's popping off on YouTube. He seems like a chill, cool dude. I should try to get him on a live stream. are, are you into the internet's constant interest in trying to dissect The Shining? No, I didn't know that that was a thing still that we're doing in 2025. But all right, well, the movies definitely got a lot of angles you could take it, I suppose. James Rolfe, there you go. Thank you. That's the angry video game nerd. Good question, Joseph. I'm wondering if Adam likes Kubrick. Yeah, Kubrick's awesome. The Shining, I love The Shining. In fact, a couple years ago, I showed my daughter Olivia, and it was one of her favorite movies of all time for quite a while. She thought it was such an eerie, twisted, weird film, and she loved it. I'm a big fan of it as well. I also like Clockwork Orange. I love Space Odyssey. I did a video on Space Odyssey versus the Planet of the Apes, the original, way back in the day, like 6 or 7 or 8 years ago when I did movie feuds. So I covered those movies. I've done a Shining video too. I did a Shining movie feuds versus, oh God, what did I do it against? Like Apartment 5A or whatever that John Cusack movie was. I think I feuded it against. I don't know. I've covered his stuff in the past, though. I do appreciate Kubrick. Are you interested in the new Running Man movie? Yes, I am, because I think Edgar Wright is fantastic. I think he's a great director. He's got a great vision. I'm typically not into reboots, remakes, sequels, sidequels, fuckwolves, but the original Running Man is so dated, and I never was really a huge fan to begin with. And I think Edgar Wright is going to do such a different type of film that it doesn't really matter. It's going to be so different. He's not going to just remake shot for shot the Arnold film. Is The Burbs the ultimate neighborhood movie? The Burbs is great. I watched it and reviewed it not that long ago. I think I did it 2 years ago on the channel. You got Tom Hanks. You have Corey Feldman in it. There's a bunch of people in that movie, though. It's really fun. Very twisted film. It has kind of a Ghostbusters vibe a little bit. It's got dark humor. I do think the final act suffers a bit, but those first 2/3 of that film are fantastic. Bubba is just checking in and letting us know he's been here the entire time. Yeah, we know. We know, Bubba. Bubba, thank you. Did you like Doctor Sleep? I guess that would be my Godzilla -1 or my Nosferatu for that year. I did not like Doctor Sleep. I really didn't. Travis is logging out for the night, but one of my favorite good bad movies is The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. Yeah, dude. I only remember one scene from the whole movie, and that's where he pulls out the gun and he shoots it, and the other guy shoots at the same time, and the bullets collide in the air and just drop to the ground. It's good stuff. Yeah, Bubba, that's because I forgot to set up the stream earlier. I set everything up to go live at 9 around noon today, but I forgot to hit the final button that says make it so. So the stream just never was announced to go out. I didn't get it set up fully until 8 o'clock. That's on me. 1408, yes, that's the John Cusack movie. Did I already read this? What's your favorite It's So Bad It's Good movie? I have a bunch. I said Tough and Deadly earlier, but Python is another It's So Bad It's Good movie, which is the ripoff of Anaconda. Casper Van Dien stars in it. It's so bad. It's hilarious. Three Ninjas. I grew up and watched that movie probably 20 times. I could quote a lot of that film. Rocky Loves Emily. Let's Light Him Up. It's so stupidly bad. Hilariously bad, actually. It's a fun kids family movie, though. So yeah, Three Ninjas, that pops to mind. Oh, here's a weird one. I haven't seen it in a long time, but Cabin Boy. Anybody remember Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott? Chris Elliott's the main character. I can't remember who the actress is. I don't remember her from anything. She's really bad in it, but the movie's so surreal and dumb that her bad acting may be intentional and it works for the film. But what a weird ass movie Cabin Boy is. Hot take, 2001 makes me fall asleep. I don't think that's a hot take. It's a very slow moving film. I just think it's trippy and cool. Where did the cliff come from in the T-Rex paddock? It came from the side of the road. Jurassic Park's not a perfect movie, okay? It's just a favorite of mine. Thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's 2? I do not like the first Five Nights at Freddy's. I thought it was boring. I thought the lore that it was building made very little sense. It was confusing, kind of dumb. I thought that the pieces were there for a really fun film, though, and I think the sequel will probably be a lot better. But the first outing just did not work for me at all. My kids didn't like it either, and they like Five Nights at Freddy's. I had nothing going against it going in. I grew up with Chuck E. Cheese. I played in plenty of ball pits. I've seen those creepy animatronic robots. It was a fun idea. Adam, what do you think about the new Final Destination trailer? I think it looks promising. Oh, wait, I don't know if I've seen it. I've only seen the one that's at the tattoo parlor, and it's basically just an extended clip where he gets hung by the fan from his nose ring or some piercing on his body. That was kind of gory, a little more intense than I remember from a Final Destination film, but it looks good. Here's the deal. I've only seen Final Destination 1. I said this recently I think I said this with the other guys on Sunday's stream. When I was younger, if a movie franchise got bad or looked like it was going to be bad, I didn't watch any more of them. And so there's a lot of horror franchises specifically that I've only seen the first and second film from. Halloween, I have only seen Halloween 1 and 2, and then I finally saw Halloween 3 just a few years back because it was requested on Patreon. But I had not seen it up until then, and I have not watched any of the other Halloweens except for the Jamie Lee Curtis finale Halloween H2O, because I went with my cousins who were awesome and I wanted to hang out with them. And then of course I've seen the modern trilogy. But like Friday the 13th, I've only seen the first one or two. Nightmare on Elm Street, I've only seen the first one or two. There's just a lot of, though, especially in the horror genre, a lot of those movies, especially that came out in the 80s and 90s. I just didn't put up with that bullshit. If a movie franchise got stupid, I walked away. Final Destination, I don't know what the hell happened there because I really liked the first one. Second one I heard is the best of the series. I just didn't watch it. I don't know. I need to get caught up on Final Destination, is the long story short. Glow Clark says, movies that are made from books. Do you ever read the books? If so, what's your opinion on the best adaptations? I think Lord of the Rings was done pretty close to the book, at least major parts. I've not read a Lord of the Rings. I've heard they're just nerdy as crap, and he'll spend like an entire chapter describing a mountain and then a paragraph describing a battle. So that sounds miserable to me. But I know a lot of buddies that love Lord of the Rings. I do read. I read a lot when my kids were younger because I would read them books that they couldn't read at the time. So I've read the Aragon series to my son. I've read the Harry Potter series to both of my kids. I've read the Percy Jackson, the Hunger Games, a lot of the young adult type stories. I grew up on Goosebumps books. I've read most of Michael Crichton's work because he does a lot of kind of a lot of like Hollywood style writings. He did Jurassic Park, for instance. He did a book called Prey that was kind of cool about nanobites. But he did Jurassic Park, and he wrote Jurassic Park 2 because Spielberg personally called him and said, they want me to make a sequel, and I need you to write the story. I don't like Jurassic Park 2. The book is better. But what was the question? What's your opinion on best adaptation? Or adaptation. I would say Jurassic Park is my favorite adaptation. The book is really good, and there are pieces of the book that are toned down in the film, such as Hammond dying in the first movie to the little compy things. Actually, the opening scene in the book, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, is those little dinosaurs. I think they're compies or something like that. They sneak into a house and they eat a baby in a crib at night in the rain. It's really disturbing. They kind of use them and that concept in the intro to the second book when they're on the island and they go after that girl and it's off camera. That wasn't in the Crichton book, so that was something that I feel like they lifted to repurpose for the sequel. That would be the first one that comes to mind. Flatliners with Sutherland is a great bad movie. Yeah, that was all right. Oh God, the Spirit is so bad. The Spirit is so bad. that was that was directed by Frank Miller, I believe. The Spirit movie director. I think it was Frank Miller. Yeah. Written and directed by Frank Miller because he did the graphic novel. He also did Sin City and I believe 300, the graphic novels that those awesome movies were done. And so he thought in his infinite wisdom that he could direct. And man, was he wrong because, The Spirit was just an ugly, just shit show of a film. Black and white, came out after 300 and all those movies were popular. I don't think it made money. I think it bombed too because the word of mouth was so bad on it. Yeah, what a mess. Maddie said 499. Hope you're doing okay, man, and everyone here with love. Appreciate that. Like the Popeye, I assume you're excited for the Popeye horror film that's in the works. Appreciate it, Maddie. When someone says goat, who comes to mind? Unfortunately, my children come to mind because they were using goat a couple years ago. Greatest of all time. Yeah. God, I hate this film. Drop Dead Fred is one of the trippiest movies I've seen when I was a kid. Just a poor man's Beetlejuice in my mind. I have not heard of this. Being a comedy fan, have you seen With Nail and I? Oldie but goodie, With Nail and I. I've never heard of that. It's like a British movie or something. Two young struggling actors wasting away in downtown London. Yep, in 1960s. You know, I missed a lot of the kind of English comedies. So I immediately think it's an English comedy when someone asks if I've ever heard of this comedy, and I haven't. Have you ever seen Cocoon from the mid 80s, directed by Ron Howard? I have seen Cocoon. It's been many years since I've seen those old people. You got to watch Final Destination 2 and 3. Yeah, you know what? Since I'm doing the whole trilogy thing on Patreon now, because I'm going to say this because it's been a while. You know what? That would be a good thing to remind people of. Let me add it to the stage really quickly. On Adam Does Movies Patreon, Happy Gilmore review is up. Parks and Recreation series review is up. I just put those up today. My vlog is going out tomorrow. And this month in April, I'm doing all the Godfather films. So if you sign up at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies, even at the free membership tier, you get one free movie a month. I'm doing Godfather for free. The silver membership and the gold membership, silver gets Godfather 2, and the gold membership gets the bitch fest. That's going to be Godfather 3. And then at the platinum, there's a vlog you get every month. And that's a little bit more personal. And then we have 50 Shades of Grey is in the works as well for the roast. Anyway, my point there is I'm doing the Godfather movies this month. It would be fun to do the Final Destination movies since the new movie's coming out on Patreon maybe next month. Maybe I'll do the first 3 over there. As bad as Sin City 2. Yeah, Joe, it's way worse than Sin City 2, which I thought was very, very lame. But watchable at least. Spirit's unwatchable. Which actress plays the most convincing tough female character who plays by her own rules type role? I always liked Charlize Theron in action roles. I thought she was great in Atomic Blonde, and I thought she was really good in Mad Max Fury Road. She has that like kind of like hot resting bitch face and that attitude that just works for me. Even in Prometheus, she just has that stoicness about her. Plus, she was in Monster, where she was just creepy. I mean, there's plenty of the strong female leads that I enjoy. Whether or not they're convincing is, I do the strong female lead shtick because Hollywood made that such a dumb thing. But I also bring this up all the time. There's no sane world where a 60-year-old Keanu Reeves is bodying like 100 guys in a room. It's just not going to happen. So it's fantasy no matter what. And so my point is, I have no problem looking at Ana de Armas killing some guys in a tight dress or something if she wants to. I'm there day one. And we used to be that way as men. We used to encourage that. I'm old enough to remember when I was driving home with some buddies and we went by the old theater and there was a line of all men outside the door. And the film that they were in line for was Pamela Anderson's Barbed Wire. A horrible, horrible film, but it featured her in a scantily clad outfit doing cool action moves. It's so bad, but we're a sad race. We're a sad sex of creature. Have you walked out of a movie? If so, why? Yeah, I just walked out of one. I walked out of A Working Man with Jason Statham, and I put out a short as to why. I'm just over the shtick. It didn't do anything new or creative that the other films haven't. The action was lackluster. The plot was recycled. The dialogue was so generic and shitty, and the movie was too long. So at the hour and a half or hour and 40-minute mark, I just said, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore, and I left. The irony is, I got a bunch of shit, and I ended up finishing it the very next night because Steamboat. No, I'm sorry, not Steamboat. Screamboat was playing at 6:45, and the tail end of A Working Man was ending just before that film started. So I just walked in and watched the last 10 minutes that I missed. And spoiler, I missed nothing. But yeah, I've been this walking out of movies is kind of become a thing for me now that I don't mind to do. A buddy of mine, Matt, who I met since being out here, he wears it like a badge of honor. He'll text me. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't care for this movie. I walked out after a half hour, or I walked out." I don't go that far because I'm going to review the movies that I see. I want to make sure that I give the movie the benefit of the doubt, and I at least stay for a good chunk of it, because there is a small chance that a film will turn the corner or have this big twist reveal halfway through the film. But if a movie's not working on any single aspect, I'm not going to waste my fucking time. Unfortunately, my children come to mind. Yes. Is trivia night going to make a comeback anytime soon? That's a great question. And you know what? I should work on that. Maybe when I'm bored someday, I'll put together a series of questions. Or you know what? It was kind of fun when I just on the fly would pick a category and then ask you guys questions. I will. Let's try to shoot for next Tuesday doing that, Nathaniel. If you're around, make a note early on in the live stream. Just say, "Hey, Adam, let's do trivia in between some of the super chats or whatever's going on." Do you have any comments on the Severance streaming series? Yeah, I finished both seasons with my wife. We enjoyed them. I don't love it like everyone else. I think there is a lot of meandering and downtime. Pretty much anything that's not inside of the severed innie world, I'm kind of not that interested in. The Audis are all boring and they move so slow, and I feel like it doesn't move quick enough. However, overall, it was a very fun, engaging watch. I enjoy it. I'm definitely going to watch season 3. I just don't think it's as amazing as everyone else has been saying, but there's great performances, a really interesting concept. It's doing the whole J.J. Abrams Lost thing where it keeps dangling new bullshit in front of you. I just hope it doesn't go the same route as Lost or X-Files, where all these kind of grand ideas don't actually amount to anything. Some people don't mind that. They're in it for the roller coaster ride, and it doesn't really matter the destination so much as the journey. I'm kind of both. I like the journey, but I also want it to be a satisfying conclusion. Otherwise, I just feel ripped off as a customer. It's directed by Ben Stiller. Not every episode, just a couple a season. And yeah, you can tell the ones he does. They feel a little bit more custom tailored. Good show, though. Really, really did enjoy it. I hope Happy Gilmore 2 will at least be watchable. Yeah, I don't know. It's like people collectively forget every time a Sandler movie comes out that he just doesn't make good movies. We have 2 comedies that are considered great: Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Everything else has been kind of a series of disappointments. I had a good time watching Waterboy. I can't imagine it holds up very well anymore, but I watched it and liked it the one time. But Anger Management, Click, these movies have potential, but they always get bad. And then over the years, it's just gotten worse and worse with the Netflix stuff. Some of the dramas he's done are great, but I'm talking comedy specifically. And so you take the fact that Sandler has not had a good comedy in decades, you couple that with the fact that it's a Netflix exclusive, which are all terrible basically, and then you add on top of that the fact that it's a comedy to one of the best comedies 20 or 30 years later, And that track record's even worse. The track record we have is Dumb and Dumber 2, which is awful, Zoolander 2, which is awful, Anchorman 2, which is okay at best. I don't know what else there is. I'm sure there's some more, but not good. Not a good look. Okay. What's your favorite Al Pacino film? Okay. You want to get nuts? that's Michael Keaton. I always do the Michael Keaton from Batman as Pacino. You want to get nuts? Okay. Let's get nuts. My favorite Pacino, short for Pacino, either Heat or Godfather 2. I think I'm going to go Heat for Pacino because he's so cool in that movie. I got to catch up. I'm like behind on the questions. All right. It is 10:41, fam. I'm going to do, let's just go a few more minutes. Super chats are appreciated if you want your question read. Otherwise, I'm just going to willy-nilly pick. You are guaranteed the spotlight if you throw a super chat out. I've read the Jurassic Park books. Good. They're good. What movie is better than the book? I can't confirm, but I have been told from a friend who I very much trust, Derek, his opinions are pretty close to mine. And I believe the author himself has said this. Fight Club is a better movie than the book it was based on. This is what the writer has stated, and one of my best friends. So I'm gonna take them at their word. I have not read it myself. For me, what book is better than movie? This is not a high bar, but the prequel to The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, with everybody's favorite Rachel Zegler, I thought was better than the book. But I don't like the book, and the movie was only slightly watchable. So not a high bar. Crichton books are all written like screenplays on purpose. Yes, that is true. And that's why I like them. Oh, wait, I'm way back. I got to catch up. Holy crap, I'm way behind. Oh, we got a couple super chats. Beautiful. The Juan for $2. Thank you, Juan. I don't know what that word is. My Ephus? Ephes? What is that? I don't know how to say that. Ephus. My Ephus comment was ignored. I don't know what the comment was. Now I got to go track down your comment? How the fuck am I supposed to find that, Juan? You don't have to super chat, but leave another comment, like copy and paste or something so I can see what your initial was. If it's ask me if I've seen Ephus, the answer is no. Thank you for the super chat. Watso, $2. Thanks for another great Tuesday. Jaws film better. What? Thanks for another great Tuesday. Jaws film better. Oh, you're saying Jaws is better than Jurassic Park. That's a fair thing to say. I love Jurassic Park and Jaws, so it doesn't really matter to me what order you put them in. Are these Rumble comments? Look at the Rumble people coming through today. Marcus Pin. Oh, he does these on Tuesdays. Yeah, Marcus, I do them on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock Eastern time. And if I'm going to have other people on, it'll just kind of be willy-nilly. So I did a Sunday stream because I had 3 other people on the channel. We wanted to talk about the CinemaCon highlights and lowlights. I am trying to do one stream where it's just more talking with you guys, and then I want to do one where I bring guests on, and I will switch up the guests. I just had a new person on, Rudy, who has not been on the channel before, and I'll try to reach out to other people to kind of keep things spicy. The one has clarified. It's a baseball film in limited release. Oh, this is a new movie. Came out in 2024. It's an hour 40. As an imminent construction project looms over their beloved small-town baseball field, a pair of New England Sunday League teams face off for the last time. Well, that sounds like it could be fun. I've never even heard of this, so thank you for bringing it to my attention. Are movie running times just too long, and could they be shorter? Yes. Thank you for the question. Obviously not all of them. I've never, the expression less is more, leave them wanting more. I feel like there's so many movies now that do the opposite. They leave me wanting less. 90 minutes is a great benchmark because it forces people to really get to the point and really. So let's take television, for instance. And I've been told this by experts in the field, so I believe them. This is not from me. Writers would say that the old model, where you had to do a 24-minute run of a TV episode, really worked well because they knew they had to leave cliffhangers for commercials to get people interested to come back. It gave them an easy narrative flow, beginning, middle, end. And it also kind of forced them to be creative with some of these storylines. When it moved to streaming, everything was up for grabs. They could do a 45-minute show, they could do an hour-and-a-half show. And the issue there became they put too much bullshit into it. And they stopped doing the tried and true formula of a beginning, middle, and end arc. And when you don't have that equation lining up, things just go all over the place and the flow is missing. And I think the same works with movies. Not all movies need to be an hour and a half, obviously. Most of my favorites are over 2 hours or right around 2 hours. But a bad movie can be so much more tolerable if it's only 90 minutes and it doesn't outstay its welcome. I've used this example a million times. I don't care. Jet Li's The One. It's really stupid. It's really ridiculous. It's got some hilarious action scenes and some really bad CG that works. But the movie's not even 90 minutes long. And because of that, it's a tolerable, fun movie to put on. If that film was 2 hours long, I would never give it the time of day. Again. I guess another thing that I'll say that'll be ripped off of someone else's quote at some point in time. A bad movie cannot get done soon enough. A great movie can take as much time as it wants. Super Watto. Okay, it's 10:48. 2 more minutes and I'm bouncing. So super chats or bust. Hey Adam, how have you been? What do you think of modern Star Trek trilogy and how do they compare to the SW sequels? I like the Star Trek trilogy. I think they get, well, the second one is the worst. The third one felt more TV-ish. It felt a little lower scale. Simon Pegg wrote that one, I believe, and funny enough, gave himself the most to do in that one. The first one I thought was really good by J.J. Abrams. I really liked the cast. I'm not sure it was necessary to blend the old Star Trek crew with the modern ones. They feel like they're always obligated to bring them back for one last ride. However, it didn't take away, and it actually did add something kind of special to that film franchise. I hope that they'll make a fourth at some point, but I feel like that ship has sailed and they're just going to start over. It's just been so long. But I do like them, and I think they're far better than the Star Wars trilogy, which, again, I get shit for this, but I liked, and a lot of people did, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, even though it was essentially a carbon copy, soft reboot of A New Hope. It did provide a lot of fun new potential characters, and there was some storylines that could have gone in interesting directions, specifically with Finn. Finn as the wait, is it Finn? Yeah, Finn as the stormtrooper being brainwashed to fight for the rebellion, but then or for fight for the empire, but then fleeing the empire and joining the rebels. That could have been great. We could have had an amazing dive into how these kids are ripped from their homes and they're assimilated into the program. They're brainwashed, and we could have saw Finn at a young age and how this happened to him. And they botched it. They botched it all. But there was potential for something great there. Hi, Adam. You should be a part of Film Threats versus panel. Oh, okay. I don't know what Film Threat is, but I would gladly join a panel. Film Threat, YouTube. They on YouTube? We have 140,000 subs. The angry Hollywood mob is coming. Oh God, what do they do? Show us Superman being Superman. Okay. I'm not sure what their angle is, but it does look like it's a lot of culture war stuff over here as well. Maybe that's not. Yeah, I would. I mean, I would. I never get invited to go on things, so I don't know. If they reached out to me and said, "Hey, jump on our panel and debate movies or talk movies," I would say, "Sure, no problem." Okay, it is 10:52. We went overtime. What? I only got Adam suggested by Rumble because of Film Threat viewing. That's funny. Well, I'm not knocking them. I just don't know them. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there. Guys, this was fun as always. I'm tired. I'm going to go do another coughing fit for a little bit. Thanks for watching. I stream this on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Rumble. Keep in mind, if you have those Jeff Bezos bucks because you're an Amazon, you get a free subscription over at Twitch. I'm only doing these videos on Twitch right now. There's a possibility I do some gaming when I move again because I used to do live stream Let's Plays or whatever. But you're just not using that free subscription, and you could be giving me like $3 or $4 just by subscribing to me over on twitch.tv/AdamDoesMovies. Instead of just giving Jeff Bezos all $5 of those dollars, you can give me a couple of those coins. I'll put them in my pocket, save them for later. That's just a suggestion if you're looking for an easy way to support. Otherwise, yeah, I got nothing else. I will see you probably next for a review of, what was that movie called? What's that? Drop? The new Drop horror movie that I've seen the trailer for like 1,000 times. Where the phone just keeps doing the vibration. I'll be reviewing that. I'll probably review The Apprentice, and then we have that roast coming up for 50 Shades of Grey. And look for that vlog tomorrow if you are a Mithril member or higher at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. Guys, it's been fun, and I'll see you next time.